The Angel, Hans Christian Andersen. Whenever a good child dies, an angel of God comes down from heaven, takes the dead child in his arms, spreads out his great white wings, and flies with him over all the places which the child had loved during his life. When he gathered a large handful of flowers, which he carries up to the Almighty, that they may bloom more brightly in heaven than they do on earth. And the Almighty presses the flowers to his heart, but he kisses the flower that pleasured him best, and it receives a voice, and is able to join the song of a chorus of bliss. These words were spoken by an angel of God, as they carried the dead child up to heaven, and the child listened as if in a dream. When we passed over well-known spots where a little one had often played, and through beautiful gardens full of lovely flowers. Which of these should we take with us to heaven to be transplanted there? Asked the angel. Close by grew a slender, beautiful rosebud, but so wicked hand had broken the stem, and the half-open rosebuds hung faded and withered on the trailing branches. Poor rosebud, said the child, let us take it with us to heaven, where it may bloom above in God's garden. The angel took up the rosebud when he kissed the child, and the little one half opened his eyes. The angel gathered also some beautiful flowers, as well as a few humble buttercups and hard ease. Now we have flowers enough, said the child, but the angel only nodded. He didn't fly upward to heaven. It was night, and quite still in the great town. Here we remained, and the angel hovered over a small, narrow street in which lay a large heap of straw, ashes, and sweepings from the houses of people who had removed. There lay fragments of plates, pieces of plaster, rags, old hats, and other rubbish not pleasant to see. Amidst all this confusion, the angel pointed to the pieces of a broken flower pot, and to a lump of earth which had fallen out of it. The earth had been kept from falling to pieces by the roofs of a withered field flower, which had been thrown amongst the rubbish. We will take this with us, said the angel. I will tell you why as we fly along. And as they fly, the angel related the history. Down to a narrow lane, in a low cellar, lived a poor sick boy. He had been afflicted from his childhood, and even in his best days he could just manage to walk up and down a room on crutches once or twice, but no more. During some days in summer, the sunbeams would lie on the floor of the cellar for about half an hour, and the spot the poor sick boy would sit warming himself in the sunshine and watching the red blood through his delicate fingers as he held them before his face. When he would say he had been out, yet he knew nothing of the green forest and its spring verdure, till a neighbor's son brought him a green board from a beech-tree. This he would place over his head, and fancy what he was in the beech-wood, where the sun shone and the birds caroled gaily. One spring day the neighbor's boy brought him some field flowers, and among them was one to which roots still adhered. This he carefully planted in a flower plot, and placed it in a window seat near his bed. And the flower had been planted by a fortunate hand, for it grew, put forth fresh shoots, and blossomed every year. It became a splendid flower garden to the sick boy, and his little treasure upon earth. He watered it, and cherished it, and took care of it, should have the benefit of every sunbeam which found its way into the cellar from the earliest morning ray to the evening sunset. The flower entwined itself even in his dreams. For him it bloomed, for him spread its perfume. And it gladdened his eyes, and to the flower he turned even in death, when the Lord called him. He has been 1 year with God. During that time the flower has stood in a window, withered and forgotten, till at length cast out among the sweepings into the street on the day of a lodger's removal. And this poor flower withered and faded as it was. We have added to our nosegay, because it gave more real joy than the most beautiful flower in the garden of a queen. But how do you know all this? Asked the child, whom the angel was carrying to heaven. I know it, said the angel, because I myself was a poor sick boy, who walked upon crutches, and I know my own flower well. When the child opened his eyes and looked into the glorious happy face of the angel, and at the same moment they found themselves in that heavenly home where all is happiness and joy, and God pressed the dead child to his heart. and wings were given him so that he could fly with the angel hand in hand. When the Almighty pressed all the flowers to his heart, but he kissed the withered wild flowers and received the voice, when it joined in the song of the angel who surrounded the throne, some near and others in a distant circle, but all equal happy. They had joined in the chorus of praise, both great and small, the good, happy child, and the poor field flower, that once lay withered and cast away on a heap of rubbish in a narrow, dark street.